Hello guys, today we're going to review for your quiz on parallelograms. All of these are parallelograms. So which quadrilateral always have opposite angles that are congruent? Guys, use this sheet that we worked on. There's a reason we worked on it. Our quiz is on all four of these parallelograms, rhombuses, rectangles, and squares. So it says which quadrilateral have opposite angles that are congruent. Opposite angles that are congruent. That's this one, right? Parallelogram. So opposite angles that are congruent are parallelograms. Well, everything under a parallelogram is a parallelogram. A rectangle is a parallelogram, a rhombus is a parallelogram, and a square is a parallelogram. So all of them have opposite angles that are congruent. Which quadrilateral has also have diagonals that bisect opposite angles? Okay, diagonals bisect each other. No, diagonals bisect opposite angles. Yes, a rhombus does. And if you look down here on squares have all the properties that a parallelogram, rectangle, and rhombus has. And if that's confusing, go to your notes where it states every single one under all of them. Okay, so a rhombus has diagonals that bisect opposite angles. A square is a rhombus. Okay. So if you ever check a rhombus, you can check. If you ever check square, you can check rhombus. If you ever check parallelogram, all of them are parallelograms. You can check all of them. All right. Not trying to make this a long video, so if you need to slow this down, you can. So this is a parallelogram. So quickly reviewing parallelograms, they have opposite sides are parallel. So 4 sets of alternate interior angles. We have opposite sides that are congruent, opposite angles are congruent, consecutive angles are supplementary, they add up to 180, and diagonals bisect each other, so they cut each other in half. Okay, so AD is 14, so BC is also 14. Those are equal. Opposite sides are congruent. AC, the diagonal is 14. So what we know about diagonals for parallelograms are they bisect each other. So if EC is 11 on this side, AE is also 11 on that side. So to get AC, 11 plus 11 is 22. All right, now we go to the angles. ABC is 64. ABC is 64. So the whole angle from A to B to C is 64. The whole angle is 64. Now, opposite angles are congruent. So if B is 64, so is D is also 64. DAB is this angle. Well, consecutive angles are supplementary. So 180 minus 64 is 116. So angle A is 116 and angle C is 116. ABD is this part of the angle 64, and we need more information for that. Well, BDC is 25. BDC is 25. So if BDC is 25, this angle is also 25 because these are alternate interior angles. It's also 25. ACD from A to C to D, I need a little bit more information. So DAC is 71. So that means this one is also 71, alternate interior angles. So from A to C to D, I'd have to solve for, because I know the whole angle is 116. Part of it is 71. So to find the part we need, we just subtract. So this side has to be 45. Oh. And by alternate interior angles, this side also has to be 45. So ACD is 45 degrees. If it has an angle, it should have a degree mark. And ADB, from A to D to B. So we're looking here. Same concept over here. You know the whole angle is 65, part of it's 25. If you subtract them, you get 39. So that is your angle. And you can mark this one too as 39 degrees. So that's how you find most of your angles. If you had to find the interior angles, you would use these two subtracted from 180 to find the inside. Or these two subtracted from 180 to find the inside. Okay. All right, rectangles. What we know about rectangles. Rectangles, 4 right angles, diagonals are congruent. They have 4 isosceles triangles and 4 right triangles, plus all of this stuff from parallelograms, okay? Just a quick review so you know what I'm saying. So ST is 12. Diagonals still bisect each other, so if that's 12, this is 12. So SQ is 12 plus 12, which is 24. PR, diagonals are congruent. So from S to Q is 24, so is from P to R is also 24. Q, PR from Q to P to R. I don't know. So I need a little bit more angle information. PRS is 23. PRS is 23. Alternate interior angles, so this is also 23. And now I can find QPR is 23 because those are alternate interior angles. PSR, this whole angle. Well, in a rectangle, all of your angles are 90 degrees, so all of S is 90 degrees. SQR. Okay, this is where your isosceles triangles come into play. So since this is a 90-degree angle, if you subtract 23, you get 67. Okay, so 67 is this angle, and since this is an isosceles triangle, 67 is also this angle. And you can alternate interior this as well, so this would be 67, that would be 67. This would be 23 because these are isosceles triangles. This would be 23 just to fill it all out. So SQR is 67 degrees. And then finally, PTQ, this angle, we have to solve for. So using that PTQ is a triangle, we know these two angles are 23. We can do 180 minus 23 minus 23. 134. You get 134. So that goes right there. So that's your last answer. Okay. If you don't understand this, guys, stop it, go back, rewatch it. You have plenty of time to rewatch these before your quiz. Okay. JKLM is a rhombus. So some things about rhombus is all of your sides are equal. The diagonals are perpendicular, which means these angles are 90 degrees. All of these insides are 90 degrees. And diagonals bisect each other. So whatever this is, so is this. Whatever this angle is, so is this angle. Okay? So M to K is your diagonal. And diagonals still bisect each other because this is still a parallelogram. So if M to K is 30, that means this side is 15 and this side is 15. And L is 13, so this side is 13. So is this side. J to N is 13. So J to L, 13 plus 13 is 26. K to L is the hard part we have to figure out. So we have our right angle in the middle. We try to figure out from K to L. So it's going to be our X. We have 15, we have 13. We have to do the Pythagorean theorem. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Only works for right triangles, so that's why I have to have that 90 degrees, because across from my 90-degree angle is my C. So 15 squared plus 13 squared. 13 squared is 169. 15 squared, grab a calculator, is 225. Add them together, you get 394. To get rid of a squared, you're not dividing. Some people think you divide. You take the square root of both sides, because the square root and the square cancel. And then the square root of 394 is 19.8. So K to L is 19.8. That's the hardest part of this question. Okay. All right, with the angles, you only need one angle to be able to fill out this whole triangle. I'm going to get rid of all these sides I put in here because it starts to get a little confusing. Oh, I could have kept the 90-degree angle, but that's fine. Okay. MKL is 41. From M to K to L is 41 degrees. Okay. Angles bisect each other. So whatever this is, diagonals bisect each other. Alternate interior angles, whatever that is, that is. And then I'm going to go ahead. This makes a triangle over here. We're using the same triangle, 90 and 41. And you can figure out what this angle has to be, because triangles all have to add up to 180. 48 degrees. So this one has to be 48. Alternate interior, this one has to be 48. This one has to be 48 degrees. And this one has to be 48 degrees. Okay? All right, so let's fill them all out. JKM, JKM is 41 degrees. JML is 41 plus 41, the whole angle. So that's 82 out here. This is also 82 out here. Make sure we got that right. LK is 48 plus 48, or 180 minus 82. So that should be 96 degrees. I did a little math here wrong, so let me go back and change this real quick. This is 49. So this would be 49, and this would be 49, and this would be 49, and this would be 49. Just very quick. The calculation's right. I mean, the setup's right. I just did it wrong. So if that's 49 and 49, 49 plus 49 is 98. Because if I add these together, they have to give me 180, and before they weren't. So just to check I did it right this time. There we go, 180. Okay, so it is 98. It's like, wait, that's wrong. They didn't add up to 180. So that's a good way to check your answer in case you get it wrong like me. M, N, L, the centers are all 90 in a rhombus, central angles. K, J, L, I'm tired, guys. K, J, L is 49 degrees. Okay? All right, keep going. Squares. W to Z is 27. Squares, everything we've learned so far is part of a square. All of the sides are equal. All of the angles are either 90 or 45, which is nice. So when we do all the angles, they're either 90 or 45. Okay, so Z to Y is 27. W to Y we do not know, but it is a right triangle, so we can figure it out with Pythagorean. I like to move it over here just to see it a little better. You don't have to. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. 27 squared plus 27 squared equals C squared. So that's 100 and equals x squared 1,458. Take the square root of both sides, the square root of 1,458. I do not know. I use a calculator and get 38.2. Okay? So w to y is 38.2. So both of the diagonals are 38.2. So if that's 38.2, r to x is half of that. So half of 38.2 is 19.1. And then we'll go do the angles. WRZ, from W to R to Z, just like a rhombus, this is 90 degrees. X to Y to Z, X to Y to Z, just like a rectangle, this is 90 degrees. ZWY, from Z to W to Y. If your 90-degree corner is cut in half by a diagonal, then these little ones both have to be 45 degrees, all the way around your rectangle. Okay? You should be happy if you get a square question on your quiz with angles, because it's either 45 or it's 90. Those are your options. Okay? That's a 45 degrees. All right, keep going. Parallelograms, they add up to 180. Opposite angles add up to 180. So I said that totally wrong. Opposite angles F and D are congruent. Consecutive angles add up to 180. So an obtuse angle and acute angle add up to 180. Combine like terms. Add over your 30. Eight, 9, 10, 11. Divide over by 15. X equals 14. Go back and plug that in. We're looking for FCD, so we're looking for this angle. So from angle F to C to D is 10 times 14 minus 23. Put that all in a calculator and you'll get 117. So that's your answer, 117 degrees. All right, a rectangle, JL and MK. They are the diagonals of a rectangle. You can look at your cheat sheet. Diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. So you set them equal to each other. X equals 9. It asks what MK is. So go back to MK and plug in 9. So 63 minus 40 is 23. What? 7 times 9 is 63 minus 40 is 23. Okay, so MK equals 23. Not degrees because it's a side. And then lastly, in a rhombus, remember diagonals bisect opposite angles. So if it's cutting these in half, that means they are equal. Add over your 27. Divide over by 2. 17. Now we're looking for P to Q to R. So we want to know the whole angle. So if we plug it into one of them, or both of them, doesn't really matter, you'll get 41 both times because they're equal. And so the whole angle together is 82 degrees. Or you could have just found one and doubled it. Work smarter, not harder. All right, guys, good luck on your quiz. Hope this helped. Rewatch it if you need help. Put it quick speed. Do your best.